Hello everybody, this is Alex Childs, and for my Screencast-O-Matic, I choose the Spirit because I really liked reading about him and Ebony in the course assignment for this week. So I chose issue 16. This was made in July 1949 with illustrator, producer, or publisher, and writer Will Eisner. The genre, like almost always with Spirit, is crime. Wardham did not criticize this specific comic and anything about the Spirit, but I could definitely see, as we turn to our comic that we're going to use in this collection of comics, the depiction of Ebony. He did not criticize, but I could definitely see him doing that with this sort of depiction of Ebony. We'll talk about that later, though. Ebony, as the summary goes, Ebony picks up a jockey job and is knocked off his horse by Dirty Louie. As Louie was betting against Ebony's horse, he was knocked off by a mirror that was shown into the horse's eye, and the horse breaks his leg. The Spirit somehow is a veterinarian and fixes Ebony's horse's leg because, he's the Spirit, so he knows how to do that, obviously, right? And he helps Ebony win the next race, and he gets the bad guy. To page 16 at the bottom right here on the right side, we have a collection of three panels right here in a row. And I chose to do speech balloons because it has three different types of speech balloons all in a row. So I thought that was very helpful. As we know, speech balloons are used in the text or in the comic book to show different emotion of speaking. If it's using bold text in the one in the middle and the one on the right, it shows that they're shouting, there's more movement. We have to listen. We're listening to it more intently because it's all bold, that we pay more attention to it. On the left, we see the thought bubble with the cloud-like figure showing that he's actually thinking instead of saying it. So this is also very important to the literary process of the comic. And here we can see, thought process, and then the shouting with the spikes on the speech balloon. And then on the right, we just have a normal one of speaking, even with boldness on the bottom. So very good example of speech balloons here. And then on the left, we have what I want to use, the panel in time. Something that I've noticed about comics is it's a lot like music. It's a lot like music in the way that it uses panels as kind of like beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can see here in the top two panels in a row over here, we can see that it's separated 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 to signify faster movement. You can see them switching from position to position, and we can even see here on the bottom, this is where the Spirit actually fixes the horse. However he may have done that. We can see him on the bottom with Ebony, and it's a larger panel to signify a slower passage of time. So we're able to use panels to signify a slower passage of time so that the reader is focusing more on the subjects and what they're saying. So it kind of gives them a rest or a beat. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're focusing on this panel for 4 beats. So a lot like music. I thought that was very interesting. Just one thing I would have to say about this comic is it's obviously depiction of African Americans using the big lips and the abnormal structure of his body, how he's kind of hunched over and kind of shorter. I think all of that was pretty intentional, it being 1950. It's too bad, it's that time, but I wish that it wasn't like that, honestly. I think that this could be very useful inside of a school for younger kids. I don't think they would focus too much on the depiction of the African American, and I would think that this would be a very good segue between picture books and novels, kind of having the text and the pictures integrated with each other. So I would use this in education. I think this would be useful. So yeah, thank you for